A couple named Mike and Kate arrived in a large all-white room called the Immaculate Room. They are stunned to see the spacious and futuristic room. They press the only button there. From there, an artificial voice greets them. The voice explains their duty. The concept of the Immaculate Room is simple. The couple needs to stay in the room for 50 days. The rules for those days are no phones, no entertainment, no access to the outside world, and being alone with no company other than the mysterious artificial voice of the room. If they manage to survive, they will leave with $5 million in cash. If one of them leaves, the prize will be reduced to $1 million. They are very happy because that is a great opportunity to improve their lives. They feel lucky to get easy money. However, they have their own needs. After getting the money, Kate suggests having the prize. Mike says that he will use the money to live as he pleases without having to worry about money anymore. From creating art to schools for the people of Zimbabwe. Mike only mentions things he might passionately want. Meanwhile, Kate said that she will make an investment. Mike has a free spirit, while Kate has a more rigid and planned soul. They then inspected the entire room. In the bathroom, everything is also white. The rule is that the bathroom can only be used by one person at a time. Next, Mike is looking for food. The food there is specially designed just to meet daily nutritional needs. Shaped like a liquid stored in a milk box. No smell, taste, or any kind of pleasure. Kate mentions how that is the whole point of the experiment. Kate then checks the rest of the rules and finds that the lights will turn off automatically every 10 o'clock at night. It will be a time marker for them. He also sets the alarm for 7 in the morning every day. The positive Mike still feels that he's on vacation and probably won't be leaving the bed, so Kate is free to set the alarm. Since it is late, they go to bed. Mike invites Kate to make out, but Kate refuses for fear that they are being observed. The next morning, Kate wakes up at the alarm. Before starting the day, she does positive affirmations to strengthen her soul. It seems like a daily ritual for her. After that, she takes a shower and changes clothes. After making fun of their tasteless breakfast, she asks what he thinks to be the reason behind Professor Voyan conducting this experiment. Professor Voyan is someone they believe is behind the Immaculate Room. He goes on to speak about a documentary called Fame Dash where a similar experiment was conducted that didn't turn out to be good for the participating family. The family was made famous by paying a lot of money to the media. At first, they received offers from various events. But the wife ended up killing her husband with a gun after she caught him with another woman once. He mentioned the intent behind it is the professor's interest in the human condition. He also has a lot of money to carry out his experiments. Kate considers this professor to be a weirdo. Aboard, Mike starts to look at the clock. He feels the clock is sometimes forward and sometimes backward. He begins to think of the conspiracy theory that the clock does not match the actual time. Meanwhile, Kate does meditation and keeps her mind calm. Night falls and they go back to sleep. In the morning, Kate did her daily routine as usual. Positive affirmations, then take a shower. He also cheers for Mike. Fortunately, the clothes that are given every day are not white. But the color is the same every day. They begin to find a rhythm in their lives and try to spend time with positive activities. Kate likes to meditate, while Mike likes to exercise. They also enjoy spending time playing together. They do it regularly. Days later, Mike finds an insect in the room. He befriends the insect and talks to it. He even names the insect Chloe. He tries to feed the insect. But there is a warning that food is for constant consumption only. Mike also tries to talk through the sensor to get Chloe out. But there is no answer. Kate mentions that it is only a sensor and not a two-way communication device. So they probably don't hear him. Mike also intends to open the door to get Chloe out. But Kate is worried that the system will assume that he is out of the experiment too if he press the button to open the door. They are having an argument. She thinks it is just an insect. Mike thinks that she has no compassion toward living creatures. This sparks a wider debate. Kate thinks that Mike's decision to become a vegan is just a way to validate himself, who has always lived well. While Kate feels her life is hard enough and there is no time to think about a dizzying diet. When Kate finally wants to leave, she accidentally steps on the bug. This makes Mike even more disappointed and starts a series of conflicts between them. Mike feels boredom starting to kill him. He decides to take a treat. In the rules, each of them can take 2 treats. The first treat will reduce the prize by $100,000, while the second will reduce the prize by $500,000. Kate initially disagrees, but Mike says that he's not asking for permission. He is just informing her about his decision. Mike gets a green crayon for his treat. He who really likes to paint fills the white walls with his painting. Kate tries to build intimacy by asking him to draw her. She asks him to draw it realistically. From here, The ideological differences between them are increasingly visible. Kate is a realistic person. Meanwhile, Mike tries to capture the essence of things. He wants to draw Kate according to what he sees, and not what the mirror tells her. This difference raises the tension between them. This makes her uncomfortable and she leaves. He continues to draw all the walls until the crayon runs out. Kate apologized for not understanding Mike. They both admit that the challenge is much more difficult than they imagined. After that, they find a gun in the toilet. They try to get rid of the gun so that nothing will happen. Initially, they want to put it in the laundry room, but the artificial voice reminds them that the place is only for laundry. They end up hiding the gun under the bed. After that, they got a connect session in the form of playing a video message from one of the family members. Mike gets a message from his sister who is currently living in France. He is very happy because they have been missing each other. At the end of the video, his sister mentions that he should let go of things about their brother, and this makes the atmosphere a little sad. Meanwhile, Kate gets a message from her father. But this makes her hysterical and does not want to listen to the message. But the video keeps playing and that tortures her. Her father tries to remind her of her childhood. He said he loves her. This actually made her even sadder and crying herself out. At night, Kate can't sleep. In the morning, she is not excited as usual and prefers to stay in bed. She tells Mike about his father. All this time, she had lied to him about her father out of shame. She had not seen his father for years. Her father used to take the house and money from their family. She does not expect her father to be in St. Mary, a homeless shelter. Seeing her father evokes a trauma she thinks she has overcome. After sharing her vulnerability, Mike now sees her differently. They express their love for each other. Very bored, Mike tries to get rid of boredom. He plays with the crayon on the wall. He also read the label on his shirt, playing his voice and reading the label with various expressions. He also makes any sound he can generate. It does not work. He is still bored. He walks over to Kate, who is still in bed, and tries to joke with her. To no avail, she remains sad and lost in her own thoughts. He gives up on comforting her and joins her in bed until nightfall. The next morning, Kate is still morose in bed. Mike tells her to take a treat. But she says she is fine and refuses. He also feels desperate and cannot do it anymore. It affected the mental state of them both. Kate finally tells him to take his second treat. At first, he hesitates, but she keeps telling him to take that. He finally takes his second treat. The second treat is a woman who comes without a single cloth named Simone. Meanwhile, Kate intends to take a shower. But this time she is not mentally strong enough to do positive affirmations as usual. Her mind is starting to fall apart. She then goes outside and finds Simone there. Simone confesses that she knows nothing about the Immaculate Room. She is just an actress who is hired with many confidentiality agreements. He also did not get many details, only asked to improvise on his role. He also felt challenged and agreed. It is rented for a month. Kate tells Mike to give Simone his shirt. He awkwardly gives his shirt. He is trying to explain what had happened to Kate, that she didn't know anything and Simone had just come. But Kate is still jealous and shows her objections. They are having another argument about that. Night comes. At first, Mike wants to sleep on the floor, but Kate decides to not make things weird and let the three of them sleep in the bed. In the morning, Kate finds Simone has gone. She also leaves the t-shirt that Mike lent. She is relieved. But it turns out that Simone is in the bathroom and just finished taking a shower. After the shower, Kate finds Mike joking with Simone and gets annoyed again. She then decides to take a treat. As a treat, she gets ecstasy. She also shares them with Simone and Mike. She reminds Mike not to take the drug. But Simone tells him to join the fun. Mike hesitates at first but eventually consumes ecstasy as well. The drug is starting to show its effect. They are getting high and having fun together. Not long after, Mike starts hallucinating, seeing black liquid everywhere. It reminds him of when Sean drowned and he couldn't help him. He felt panic and fear. Kate tried to wake him from his hallucinations and calm him down. A panicked Mike is about to get out of there, but Kate stops him. Kate explains to Simone that Sean is Mike's younger brother who died by drowning. He was told to take care of Sean, but he was being ignorant and getting high. His brother fell into the pool. He tried to jump into the pool to save him, but because he was high he failed to save him. This is what causes Mike to hesitate to have ecstasy before. Kate also tells how she met him. It was very romantic. She was in the park and it was raining. She didn't bring an umbrella. Mike then talked to her. He wanted to try to catch all the raindrops so she won't get wet. Kate fell in love with the free spirit of Mike. That night, Simone and Mike cannot sleep. They have deep talks and share each other's trauma. Mike with her brother and Simone with her mother. Her mother died in an accident after they had a fight. It leaves her trauma until now. Mike realizes that love is the only real thing he should be after. At that moment, Kate wakes up and sees them holding hands. She cannot believe they were just chatting. She is angry and blind jealous. He tries to explain that nothing happened, but she is still angry. She also makes fun of Simone. Simone then accused her of feeling insecure about herself, so she blasted out. She also teases her and makes her think that maybe something happened. The next morning, Simone disappeared from the Immaculate Room. For real, this time. They feel bad for what happened the night before. But Kate finds the writing on the wall that Simone wrote. It makes her even more jealous and mad. It turns out that Simone looks like Mike's ex, Olivia, so she couldn't rest easy. While arguing, she accidentally pushed him and caused his head to bleed. He expresses his disappointment because he has never cheated on her. He also sacrificed a lot in his life to make her happy and feel safe. But she never thanked him properly. She is just blindly jealous of something that didn't happen. Seeing the condition of his bleeding head, he said that they should go out and see a doctor. But she apparently insists on staying there and trying to stop the bleeding with what they have. As per the contract, they cannot get medical intervention. If they leave, the game is over. Mike looks at Kate in disappointment. He feels that she doesn't care about him at all. He has a feeling that she will let him bleed for money. She denies it. He then asks her to go out with him. But she refuses. He tries to make her aware of what the place is doing. The room is actually a mirror to test them mentally and spiritually. They have failed. Money will not fix the broken part of them. But they become small, sick, and afraid of money. The very philosophical Mike feels that what they are doing is a mistake. He persuades her to leave. But she still refuses. Finally, he decides to go alone. He feels that it is the right thing to do. While he is leaving, she threatens to shoot him. She keeps thinking about money and how millions of dollars will be wasted if he leaves. This sets him even more convinced that leaving is the right thing to do. So he taps the red buzzer that opens the door and leaves. According to the rules, the prize money then drops down to $1 million. Kate is now all alone in the Immaculate Room. She feels extremely lonely but tries to hold on. She is even sad to see Mike's painting. There is a note of what Mike had said during their first meeting. She also feels upset. She then goes near the red buzzer. Tempted to hit that button too and walk away. But it's not clear if she actually pressed the button. Some time later, Kate and Mike meet by accident. Kate has just visited her father. This means that his relationship has improved with his father. They apologize to each other for what happened. He asks whether she finished the Immaculate Room. But she diverts his attention back to him, asking about his sister and other stuff. She apparently doesn't want to talk about that. The camera then moves to show a board about St. Mary's Kitchen made possible because of an anonymous donation. This seems to be a sign saying that she survived the Immaculate Room and invested all the money she received into this. Meanwhile, in the Immaculate Room comes a pair of lovers who are the next subject of the experiment. Like Mike and Kate at the beginning of the story, they are still naive and happy because they think they will get easy money. She ironically says that the opportunity will change everything. Yes, it will. But do you think what will change if you're the one who is put in the Immaculate Room? Tell us your opinion in the comment section. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like and comment to help the channel out. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.